What's happening, my beautiful people? My name is Mike LaBelle, and welcome back to another episode of Closing Belle. And today's another special episode because we're talking Summer Heat, FIFA 21, official trailer release, and we have a special guest, my Italian brother. Good friend of mine, Marco from Italian Football TV, is going to be joining us. Let's talk FIFA forecast. This week, the FIFA forecast is hot. I'm talking spicy. Don't go outside unless you want to get sunburnt. We mentioned FIFA 21 trailer, and there's been some mixed opinions with the theme and just the general energy and vibe that EA has gone with transitioning the cover, not just to Mbappe, but more of a lifestyle feel, which I felt personally was inevitable. And we've also had new players released for Summer Heat, which we're going to talk about some of the best players in this entire promo, the greatest promo we've ever seen to FIFA to date. Shortly, let me welcome in our special guest. We've been teasing, or maybe I've been teasing, some of the best Summer Heat players, and it wouldn't be right if I wasn't joined by a good friend of mine who always gives us the Serie A breakdowns on point. Marco from Italian Football TV. What's happening, my guy?
My man Mike, thank you for having me, man. I'm excited. We got some good Summer Heat for Serie A players, and the Serie A has still been super exciting, so I'm excited to get into this.
And I'm hoping that you've got the curls for display. I can't see you right now, but that's how I have everything envisioned.
I'm gonna disappoint you.
With some curls.
You're way off.
No,
you're way off. Black shirt.
Are you wearing a hat right now?
Black shirt and a hat.
You're wearing a hat. So we're going to talk about some of my favorite players from this promo because it's been lights out. If you have not been taking part in grinding out some of the players, doing the SBCs, you're missing out on easy opportunities to improve your squad, even late stage. And a lot of these guys are just hot fire. And it begins for me with Mendy, who is, without an argument here, it's pretty decisive. The best left back in the game, hands down, especially if you got the 93 version. You knocked out everything that you had to do with the objectives. He just gives you a little bit of everything. He's part of that premium quality. And because we have a specialist with Marco here, I told him, look, I want you to give us 5 Summer Heat players solely from the Serie A, because I know you focus on everything. And even if you want to critique them in real life, because I know you always tell me who deserves and who doesn't deserve the informs, the new promos, the new releases, guys you're happy with, you're disappointed with. Who's your first selection, my guy?
My first one, it has to be the guy that, even if you don't watch Serie A, you love this man. And having him back in our league has been exciting both on and off the field. And sometimes off the field, I kind of enjoy it more because of the crazy things he says. But Zlatan Ibrahimovic from AC Milan. The card looks sick to me, but mostly Zlatan has turned around Milan's season since joining them from LA Galaxy. And now since Zlatan came in, he's reignited that fire in the players to understand what it means to be AC Milan, but even down to the staff and the coach, where there's this extra motivation, and you could just tell that the players are starting to understand what it means to play for AC Milan.
I'm glad you chose Ibrahimovic because since he rejoined AC Milan, I have watched every AC Milan match or every highlight since his arrival. And I know I'm not the only one. Every time that there's a highlight on YouTube, it pretty much goes viral, whether he's scoring or he has nothing to do with it. All right, so next on my list, and we might align here, Ribery has been phenomenal. If we're talking Summer Heat foot items, they gave him a lot of strength. He still got the pace, the skill moves, 5-star weak foot, 5-star skill moves. And he just comes in at such a premium, and he's worth doing. I'm seeing him start to be implemented into competitive squads. And as someone who's a Ribery fan, this might be his last hurrah. So I'm just happy that EA issued an item that we could use and he can really be valuable in Ultimate Team.
Yeah, I have Ribery over there too. Ribery's a serial winner, and he's brought that to Fiorentina, to a team that needs it. And although Fiorentina's not been having the best of seasons, it's been pretty poor, but Ribery's been one of the brightest parts to that and one of the only hopes. And there's always so much talk, obviously, like when you're signing a guy who's 30 plus, 35 plus, they say, oh, he's just going there for the money, he doesn't really want to win. But guys like Ibra and guys like Ribery have proven that they are there to win and only win.
And I hope that you have more attackers on your list. So we aligned on one of the attackers because I want to talk about Vinicius Jr., who went from a 92 to a 95. He had a +3 bump if Real Madrid won their matchup, and they did. It was something that EA added into the equation just to make the Summer Heat items even more interesting, and I think he's spectacular. He's able to keep the ball at his feet in ways that other players aren't able to accomplish this task, and just his dribbling and taking on players, he's floating. He's absolutely floating on the virtual pitch. Tell me you've got a rival Serie A player, Marco.
A rival Serie A player. Well,
I need another attacker. That's what I'm saying.
An attacker. Okay, fine. I have Alexis Sanchez. Another one with a big name, where if a lot of Manchester United fans or Premier League fans who were familiar with what he was doing over there probably laughed at this move. But Sanchez, since coming to Inter, first half of the season, he did not do very well. He was struggling with an injury, this and that. But the second half of the season, especially since coming back from the break, he has been Inter's best player.
I'm happy that his career's kind of been revamped, because I remember in the Premier League, I was really excited when he was doing things with Arsenal, and then when he went to United, it just never flowed properly. And the same could be said with Lukaku. I guess the criticisms or the skepticism that he received at United when it was just way more than Lukaku or Alexis Sanchez, which has been proven over time now. I have a feeling you're going to have somebody that's going to match my next selection. He just came out, was just released a couple days ago, Sissoko. And we were wondering if we're going to get him. Sissoko has just been built for FIFA greatness this year. He looks and matches up so well with the meta and what works, what's progressive. He has a very massive presence. And as EA is continually giving him upgrades, he just takes over more and more space and more ground. And you know, if you win the midfield, you're going to win the match.
Yeah, I have
Serie A equivalent. Give it to me.
I have Frank Kessie, who another one from Milan, who Milan has been one of the best teams since coming back from the break with Pioli, and Kessie has been at the forefront of that. He's another guy that was very criticized, came from Atalanta, which was really good, high expectations, never really lived up to them, but now he's starting to get in some serious form, scoring in important matches, and more so being that anchor in the midfield for Milan. He's been super exciting, again, a young player who Milan can build on top of. 100% deserves the Summer Heat.
No doubt about it. I'm actually a big fan of using that foot item as well. I have him. I use Kessie for multiple weekend leagues. He's official. If you wanted someone that you could pick up on a discount shopping tip, he really wasn't expensive. It wasn't difficult to unlock him. And I definitely believe in Kessie. I was really impressed. And then if you need that Ibrahimovic link, there's your strong link, your squad building success. It has started. And my last selection, when we're looking at some of these Summer Heat players, another brand new release, and my favorite fullback up to this point of the year. I know a lot of people absolutely love and adore Mendy, and I've used him, but Semedo's always been my guy, top to bottom. Whether it was his headliners, his standard foot item, he had an inform that made him a left back this year. All of the above, all encompassing, have been certified, they've been solidified, they've been consistent, reliable, they've run the wings back and forth, and that's so important when you're looking at defenders, especially for your wing backs, is guys that are able to be in the right positions, both offensively and defensively, and then having that ability to track back, having the athleticism that's necessary, and the skill moves is a nice little bonus. But Semedo just got a 93 overall foot item. I'm very happy with this foot item, and it's piece of cake on the objectives. It only takes 5 games of rivals. Very easy on the eyes. Everyone should do this. If you don't do this, you haven't turned on FIFA in the last couple months, and you're missing out on just free goodness here. I'm not sure what your last selection is. Give me what you got, Marco.
So I have Verdi of Torino. Not more so for what he's done on the field, because to be honest with you, I'm not the biggest Verdi fan. He's a dynamic player. He's a fast player. Again, another one who he went from Napoli, never really brought out exactly what they needed. I think he was one of their record transfer fees too. But in terms of FIFA, if I'm playing FIFA, this looks sick. I love pace because I'm not a very good player. So I just hold down at R2. I'm like, listen, just blow past them because I've got 0 trick moves in my arsenal. So listen, I chose Verdi. Mike, is this card good? Did I make a good choice?
Yeah, he's amazing. I use him as a super sub mainly, and that's what you're going to see him in most squads. Not everybody has Serie A-based teams. I know that you always have a Serie A-based squad, so you don't have that problem, but a lot of people have trouble trying to figure out the links, unless maybe you're running an Italian icon such as a Pirlo or someone along those lines where you get that strong link, and then you can start to build out some sort of hybrid. But I really enjoyed him off the bench. He's been a surprise player for me. It's not somebody I would have naturally gravitated towards, but after I saw him used in weekend leagues and competitive play, and mostly as that dynamic super sub, as you touched on, he has definitely been dangerous. He's causing problems. He makes defenses nervous. That wraps up our summer heat selections. I went with some of the players I think you should focus on. Marco hit us with the Serie A players that have been standing out, that have been released, of course. And now we have the one and only, the guest showdown. Let's talk about the rules.
Yeah.
This week's guest showdown, I'm looking forward to it. We have Christian Pulisic, true or false. I feel good about a 50-50. I should know, hopefully, the majority of these. I have not looked at the questions yet. Marco hasn't seen the questions yet. Neither of us trust each other, so we have our written down true and our written down false. So we're gonna go question by question. I think there's 7 of these. We all know that Christian has been putting on for the culture. He's been putting on for the Americans, been doing his thing at Chelsea, and he got a summer heat foot item that is must complete material. But I'm not gonna hold you up. Are you ready?
I am.
True or false? Christian Pulisic middle name is Mate. True or false? Pulisic is from Scranton, Pennsylvania. True or false? Chelsea is the first English club Pulisic has played for. Huh.
What?
False.
Who do you play for?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't know this. False. Pulisic represented Brackley Town's youth team. What?
Oh,
youth? When he was 8?
Youth?
Hold on.
Are you kidding me?
Pulisic represented Brackley Town's youth team when he was 8?
Come on.
Yo.
This is
That's
rigged.
not even a club at that point.
Nah,
What
youth
is
club
that?
doesn't count, man.
I
I played
feel
for
cheated.
Juventus
I
Youth
feel-
Club. Did I play for Juve?
All right. Pulisic is the youngest player to score a hat trick for Chelsea.
How old is he? Am I allowed to ask how old he is?
If you don't know, you don't know. It's more so, do you think there's a teenagers that are scoring hat tricks for Chelsea?
Oh, so now I know he's a teenager.
True or false? Pulisic was invited to play for the Croatian national team. That last name, you know? That last name, you know? Yeah, I just threw up true. I think that sounds
You
true.
throw true, I put false.
True or false? Pulisic 94 rated summer heat card is the highest rated foot card an American has ever had in FIFA. True or false? Pulisic shares a birthday with Ronaldo. What? With Cristiano?
Yeah,
That
which
can't be-
Ronaldo?
I don't know.
I'm gonna find. If I'm
It
wrong, I'm
didn't-
gonna find the Ronaldo that he shares a birthday with. They want to go through youth clubs, right? That he played for an English club. I will find a Ronaldo. I put true. How could they ask that question if it's not true? It's so random.
It
Yeah,
is
true.
true.
Oh, true, not
It's true.
Cristiano.
Well, that wraps up this guest showdown. I feel like I should have won this guest showdown. I feel good about this. I want to gloat. I actually see Marco in person from time to time. He's in Brooklyn. So I'm pretty happy that now next time I see you, I'll be like, hey, my Christian Pulisic knowledge is greater than your Christian Pulisic knowledge. Let's not talk about the Serie A too often. But where can the people find you?
No, thank you, Mike. I'll let you have this one. But yeah, we're at Italian Football TV, basically everywhere, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff.
I really appreciate you coming on. And we'll have another episode coming out for you guys next week of Closing Belle. Until then, peace.